And we are live. You hit the on button. It didn't even tell me you were doing it.
It's supposed to. You're supposed to get a little notification on your side.
Yeah, well, I didn't. So I just kind of saw you went, okay, let's get the ball rolling, so to speak here.
Surprise.
Good evening, all 0 of you who are watching right now.
It's okay. We always start early to let people,
Well, I know.
filter
and people
in.
actually can watch the reruns of this, can actually get our little banter at the very beginning of this thing.
Yes, indeed.
So.
Rather.
But it
Who
is
shall
the
we
Thursday
see this
before
evening?
Thanksgiving, and therefore all is so-called well.
So this time next week, we'll all be passed out from food comas.
Something like that, I would think.
I'm all right with that. I was just telling Matt's mother about what Cope's corn is.
She's never heard of Cope's corn.
Nobody outside our family has, in my experience.
Wow. Okay.
Literally anybody that is not a member of our family, I have had to explain.
Well, it's not like we created the thing, It's just there's a lot of people out there who've heard of Cope's corn before.
Look, you are Pennsyltucky in not Pennsyltucky country.
Oh. I suppose.
Yeah. I'm not wrong.
We also have lots of Dunkin' Donuts down in Pennsyltucky.
I felt that, but that took a while.
Actually, no, they were there when I was a kid. I didn't realize that Dunkin' Donuts was a New England corporation until I came up here. Just because they've always been there as long as now back, of course, when I was growing up, Dunkin' Donuts was known for like donuts. They were like the donut store.
Hello, Chels.
Good evening.
I don't know if there's any one place that's known just for the donut. Maybe Krispy Kreme? I don't actually know. Hello, Joe. So, what are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for? We're waiting for people to show up.
And also, we have... It's true, Joe. Yes, Pennsyltucky is Wawa.
Well, it is now. It didn't used to be.
And I forget that until we're there, because there ain't no Wawas up this way.
We do it just a little bit better. Wawa. That was their old slogan. I have no idea if they still use it or not.
I don't know anything about Wawa, so this is all news to me.
Wawa, 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 Wawa. I remember the commercials when I was a kid for Wawa. Oh yeah, they were bad.
Did you know that this is what was going to happen on... I mean, most of you have tuned in before, so yes, you knew. Oh, look, Ilka and Michelle and Annie and Deborah and Rose.
Hey,
Yay!
Debbie, how's it going? Madame Laurie is one of the Salem psychics I worked with in Oman.
That I'm assuming I have not met.
Have I
met?
I don't think
can't
you've
remember.
met her, actually. Or if you have, it's been a long time. But she's a full-timer there.
Please don't be offended. I am so bad at remembering meeting people. I don't... What is short-term? Who are you?
Thank you.
I feel like I've seen you before.
Yeah, probably every day of your waking life, almost. Ugh. I know. That's kind of gross, isn't it?
Oh, no. Flu is no good. Get better.
Anyway, do we have enough people to actually start this and get off the silly comic banner that we're doing?
We do, but the people that are actually on our list have not sounded off in the comments yet. So, by the way, we have a lot of spaces open tonight. We literally only have...
Do we have a piece of paper to write the list down with, by the way?
That's a valid point. Of course we don't.
Can we make up something real quick here?
So sorry, y'all. Like, very, very fast-paced season just ended, and our brains are a little bit cheese.
Here, just use this.
Okay, cool. This is paper.
Good evening, everybody. As you probably can tell, we're kind of like flying by the seat of our pants tonight.
Just a little bit.
It is the Thursday before Thanksgiving, and we are sorry that we missed the live stream for October, but October was insane.
Very busy, very, very busy.
Yes. And Deb Laura can tell you about that too. She can tell me some of the comments because we were working together in Salem.
Hey,
on the
Rocky,
weekends.
go find Bullwinkle.
Oh well, we already got. We haven't even started. We already have our first
Yes.
So.
Oh my gosh, Chels, you're right. Sorry, like I said, brain cheese.
Brain cheese.
My brain is cheese.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, good evening, everybody who is watching. Those of us who have seen us before and those of you who have not. We are Lord Fafnir and Spawn, otherwise known as Bruce and Red. And we are here to do some psychic readings tonight. We have our tarot deck, and try that again. We'll be doing 10 readings this evening. The first 10 people who had chimed in who would like to have a reading, including those of us those of you who pre-signed up before, which were a whopping 2 of you.
Well, 3 technically.
Who's the third?
It was Chels.
Ah.
She just reminded me, and she's correct. I just didn't.
Okay.
Brain.
Well, I think Deb wants to throw her name out there as well, because I said I hear whatever comment says, may she ask a question? Yes, you may ask a question, and actually, you just did.
Wow.
Do you want to ask a second question? That's a bad joke, by the way. Anyway, what we are doing for readings, we are doing tarot card readings. We are doing 3-card tarot card readings. They take about 5-10 minutes per person, give or take. We don't really time it as well very much, but we are limiting ourselves to 10 readings for the night, because we don't want to be on all night, as it happened a couple times when we did this way in the beginning, back when COVID started.
The first when we
did 4 hours the first time or something like that.
Yeah, it was a bit much.
Yeah.
So we try to keep these more reasonable.
Exactly. So anyway, those of you watching on YouTube, those of you who are watching on Facebook, thank you very much for watching us this evening.
Gotcha, Joe.
When it is your turn, here are the rules per se. Ask a question or don't. Basically, you don't have to ask a question. If you don't have one, just say you want a general reading. If you have a question, please throw it in there. Ask which one of us you would like to have be your point person, be it Red, be it myself. Honestly, we're both going to chime in anyway. But if you would rather have one person be the more focal point, the lead, just basically say so. Ask us which deck of cards you would like us to use, because as usual, we both have our Dragon Tarot cards. Red also has the Swiss 11J deck that we call the Dark Shadows deck, because it was the one that was actually used in the old 1960s Gothic TV show that we remember and so love. And I also have my relationship themed deck called the Tarot of Sexual Magic, with its R-rated cards. And yes, sometimes there are a little bit of nudity shows up on these things, so just be fair warned when that happens. And the last thing you need to ask or need to tell us is a number between 1 to 78, because the idea is that when we do readings in person, we give you our deck and you shuffle them. And then we basically pick the cards off the top. Obviously, this being a live stream, you can't shuffle our cards, but we still want you to put some of your energy into the cards.
Reach through the electricity.
Oh,
just
brother.
Reach right on through.
Reach! Pick a number between 1 to 78, because there are 78 cards in the deck. We will count the deck that you have chosen to that number, and that will become your starting card for the 3 cards. Did I miss anything? Or did I get it all?
Nope, I think that was pretty good.
Okay. So, I've
written down what has been expressed thusly.
Has Brian or Hannah, have they chimed on yet?
Not that I have seen, and I'm looking.
Because we actually told, hey, Brandy, how's it going?
Yes, and if
Brian has an appointment, so he said we told him he could go first tonight. But obviously, to do that, he has to get on the stream.
That is the bit. But yes, if there's anybody else that has any time constraints or anything need to go earlier or later, depending, just do let us know if that's a thing. And let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Five.
Oh, good, Jesse.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. I had to do that when Jesse put that comment up there.
The dad jokes got exponentially worse when he actually became a dad.
Let's not go there.
It happens to all of you.
It's just scary thinking that Jesse actually is a father.
Uther. Was that scary? Was that good? Did I do a good job?
A little good.
I'm still not seeing them yet.
Well, actually, why don't we get started?
Yes.
It's not everybody else's fault that Brian and Hannah have not shown up yet. So we still, by the way, have 5 remaining spots on our list here.
And I will also just double check in the other place that I can check, because we did have that one time.
Where you forgot someone?
No, half of the comments that were being commented were not being shown in our StreamYard feed, so I actually had to go onto Facebook to be able to see all of this. So I'm just doing a double check.
I was gonna say, because I mean, all the comments I'm saying, they have the little F for Facebook on there, but I haven't seen anyone from YouTube.
Yeah, so I'm just doing a double check here to make sure I haven't, because I know that they'd be coming from Facebook.
Ilka said he'll take a space if there's a space available.
Yes, there is, dear. Okay, nope. We've not missed anything. So yes, let's do somebody well.
So, who wants to go first?
Well,
who do we have first? After, was it Chelsea?
Yes.
Chelsea and then Deb.
Yes.
Deborah, you're on deck. Chelsea, batter up.
Okay.
Oh, Brandy says she's free.
I'll put Brandy down.
You gave a reading for Brandy last time, back in September, I think.
Oh yes, the last time.
The last time we did this.
It does feel.
This is
weirdly.
the last time. Well, no, that doesn't work in this case.
It feels like a blink of an eye, but also a lot.
Annie says, "Did you put me down?" No, we didn't.
Nope. Cool.
You did now. All right.
All right. So
Chelsea says relationship deck and number 42.
All right. Well,
the answer to the meaning of life, if you're a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy person. All right. Did you have a specific question you wanted to ask, Chelsea, or just whatever?
I will keep looking at the comments while you do the thing there.
They're sticking.
It's been very damp this week.
It has. And then Deb's already put her thing out there. She has a health question.
Yes, there are some people that are putting their stuff in early, which we do appreciate. We appreciate prepared people.
Okay, so Chelsea, did you have a question?
A comment from her has not come in with a response to that. So shall I flip?
Go ahead. Flip it over.
Oh, here. Chelsea first. This relationship is going well, and he has the same goals to get out of the South as me. Is this too good to be true or legit?
I like that.
I feel like that's a good common goal for starters.
All right, flip it. Flip here. All right. So we read cards that are upside down, which, by the way, all of these are. So I'm going to just turn them around so you can see the pictures, but I will talk about them as if they are in the upside down pose. We have the inverted Hanged Man, number 12, the inverted Ace of Pentacles, and the inverted Knave of Pentacles, which also doubles, God, this is a weird angle, which also doubles as a sign of the astrology, that being Pisces. Chelsea isn't in a Pisces, is she?
No, Chelsea, you're a Taurus, aren't you?
I thought she was a Taurus, yeah. I wonder if her partner is a Pisces. Or is Pisces irrelevant?
Drop your signs in a comment, Chelsea. If you know his.
Drop your signs?
Yeah, in a comment.
Just the way you said that.
Yeah, drop a comment. Yeah, see, I'm right.
Okay, Chelsea, what sign is your partner?
Hannah, glad you're here. Once we do Chelsea, then we can get Brian so that hopefully can get to appointment on time.
Your live event never started for me on what the heck?
That's fun. It should, because it's a fit. Oi, with the tech.
You know, Facebook the more things that Facebook changes, the more they keep screwing things up here.
Yeah, no. For all of you that are wondering, Facebook/Meta has been doing a lot of changes to business and how they let us do stuff. So we've been having to relearn things. It's so fun. No, it isn't. Anyway.
All right, so Chelsea. Your basic question is that it's going well, and has he? Oh, he's a Libra. Thank you. And has the same goals to get out of the South? Is this too good to be true, or is this legit? Well, I put it this way: if you think it's too good to be true, it probably is, right? But in this case, the cards are kind of going, well, definitely don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Look for everything, don't accept things at face value. But you have a pair of water cards, followed by the Hanged Man. And by the way, numerology 12, 1 and 2 being 3, that's the number of love. So love being, the water number, so to speak here. So you all have aspects of that. This card here essentially is the idea of the lady here, by the way, this being heterosexually drawn, but it's about male and female energy, not actual physical gender. So Chelsea, you don't have to be the lady in these cards. You can be anybody you want here. But it really refers to, essentially, I do believe this card actually does refer to you. The idea of, you being a little bit, the card shows you basically you're out there throwing everything in the wind, so to speak here. You're laying out in the grass, exposing every part of you, all your beauty, all your flaws, and kind of going, hey, world, this is me. Mm-hmm. Take me as I am. Mm-hmm. And if you want to, here comes the guy who's interested in taking you as you are. And if you're not, hey, no big deal. Live and let live, free will and all that. There's the door. Don't let it hit your ass on the way out.
Yeah, yep.
Now, inverted because, it took you a long time to get to be able to even think about being in that position.
Yes.
Very, very much, but you've...
and you're probably still a bit tentative.
Oh yeah, you definitely still are. But your experiences in the South have actually, what's the phrase? It has improved you. That which has not killed you has made you stronger. It has given you a bit of a tougher hide, which you definitely kind of needed. And there could still be some improvements in that situation. But the idea is that you've developed a much better bullshit meter, and you're not willing to just accept and be beaten down as you have been before. The Ace of Pentacles is actually one of my favorite pictures in this, in the idea of the man and the woman in bed, just basically sleeping in each other's arms. It's a very, very peaceful setting. Pentacles being earth. The idea being is that upside down again, but a 1 upside down is still a 1. Is this too good to be true? I think you're surprised at how good this actually has gone, to tell you the truth.
Yes.
Don't look for ways to sabotage it, accept the fact of if it's good, it's good. Now, again...
Hey, Chelsea, was that easier for you to hear when it wasn't coming out of my mouth?
Oh, I'm sorry. You've said that to her before?
Oh, God, yeah, you know that.
Oh, yeah, well... She's much closer to you than she is to me. The last card, though, the Pisces card, but also take Pisces away from it. That's the card of the frustrated poet. The one who's actually trying to write that perfect poem or sonnet or whatever. And he's so frustrated in his work, he can't quite get it right. So he's ripping up his own stuff. He's throwing out, he's like the little kitty down here is actually playing with like other balls of previous bad drafts. Meanwhile, outside, life and love continue while he just gets frustrated. It basically refers to the fact of, you don't have all the answers yet. So the idea of there will be some frustrations. Well, no kidding. Just because some of the frustrations are coming from things you can't control. Mm-hmm. But the idea is that don't let the frustrations actually impede your progress or halt your progress. Is this too good to be true? It's legit. Okay, it really is legit. But you've done a good job, but you've got some more work to do. You also have to accept when things actually are going in your favor because you're so used to them not. So don't let your past negativity wreck potentially something which is going to be flipping awesome as you move forward.
Yep. And
do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think you hit on all of the things that I would have anyway. And like I said, sometimes it's easier for friends to tell friends things when there's an authoritative mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Alrighty.
So,
Brian, you are up.
Yup.
I know, Deb. We said we were going to take you second, but Brian has an appointment, and we have actually promised to have him do him first. But then he didn't show up. Of course, now he's blaming Facebook on that. Yeah, right. Sure.
So let us know if you have a question that you would like to ask or not. You don't have to, whichever. Who you would like to be the point person, a number between 1 and 78, and which deck you would like. The dragon deck, the relationship deck that you just saw, or my Dark Shadows deck.
And I am ready for the next deck, whatever the next choice is.
Yeah, Jesse, I can put you in the back half. That's not a problem.
Yeah, what was the last time we actually gave Jesse a reading?
It's been a few.
It has.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was within this calendar year, but...
And we're reading him as Jesse, not Uther, right?
You know what? He can tell us.
Okay. All right, Brian.
All right.
Now we are waiting for you. Or should we go back to Jeopardy? Oh, I think he's something up there.
Oh, yep. Okay. If building a life where I am or moving away is better, Dark Shadows deck 54.
Ooh, he wants the Dark Shadows deck. All righty. He would say 54.
Count.
Why don't you talk while I count? I got ways to go yet.
So, what's the deal with airline food? I don't actually know. I've never even been inside an airport.
You airline food?
I don't know.
Really? Oh my God.
I mean, like I said, I don't actually know because I've never even been inside an airport, so I would not know.
Not really missing anything, to tell you the truth.
That's what the reviews all seem to say.
All right. Got to 54.
There's like
here.
a singular peanut in the peanut bags now.
Well, one of my favorite things is the peanut bag that says, has the warning label. It says warning contains nuts. I'm not kidding. It's actually there.
Okay. Lay them out.
So hang on a second before you flip it. Let me try to position these things. So, okay, go for it.
All right. Flip.
All right. So, à la française, we have 2 cards inverted, 1 not. We have reverse judgment, number 20. We have the regular facing forward 5 of swords, and then the inverted page of cups.
No, that's the queen.
Oh, that's the queen. Excuse me, I misread that.
Yes, that's the queen.
That's the queen.
Get better at your French.
Yes, I was gonna say it's been a while since I had my Francais classes. It's been since like middle school at this point. So, judgment, air, and water. Interesting arrangement of elements, that's for sure. Why don't you go ahead? This is your deck.
Well, so first with judgment. The thing about judgment, and it's so interesting that card has come up, is judgment is about trying to build things. and how well that's going or not. This one is suggesting that at least for the past or moving into where you are now, it's been a struggle to try to build the life that you've been wanting to build for yourself. Yes, and I can understand that, especially in this current climate. It's building a life anywhere. It's not very easy. So, which brings us into the present with the Five of Swords. 5 being the number of reevaluation, swords being the suit of air, the suit of logical, rational thinking. So we've gone from this is hard and might not be working. Now let's sit down and think about, is something else going to work in its place? Hence the question you have now posed. Your future. Was that one of the inverted ones as well?
This was inverted one. Yeah, the only one that wasn't inverted was the middle one.
We are wanting, so instead of actually having a right side up cup, you have an upside down cup. And as I tell people, upside down cups do not hold water. So part of the building the life is also for your emotional fulfillment. And so I think what this card is saying to you, less of an answer, more for something to ponder while you're doing your reevaluation in the present moment of what is actually going to make you feel emotionally fulfilled. Is it the place that you are, or is there a place that you would like to go? Is the place that you are actually detrimental to your emotional health? Would something else serve you better? You know, these are the kinds of questions I think that the cards are going, think about this now.
But here's also something interesting in the fact of think about it like now.
Yes, more thinking. Yes, Brian. Just
well,
like that comment.
Not
more
thinking. The fact of this card also doubles as an astrology sign, Scorpio, which is ending in a few days. Basically, get your ass moving.
So it might not be a case of more thinking. This might be a case of you know what you actually want to do, but taking action can be just as hard. So if you feel like you've thought enough and you feel like you genuinely know the answer but just need an unbiased source to help sort of uncover that, where are you going to be more emotionally fulfilled or have a more emotionally healthy existence? Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think you did. I think you did a good job with that.
Thanks.
By the way, sound guy just showed up.
Hi, sound guy. Oh, hey, while he's here, he's not here.
He's not here.
With us.
He's chiming in with comments.
Yes, but while he's in the comments, he's gotten a new job. So if there's anybody in the Concord, New Hampshire area that would like to learn how to play drums and have sound guy teach you, you should go and talk to him about that, because he's just gotten, it is, 1 second. He told me the actual name of it, and I can't remember anything.
Here's an idea. He can type it in the comment. That way you don't have to worry about scrolling.
Concord Community Music School.
Oh, you found it.
I did.
Okay.
Do I win?
What are you looking to win?
I don't know. So cool. Yes. So we did Brian.
Ready to get up, Matt. You're about 10 seconds too slow with typing.
He wrote it down at least so people can actually view it with their own little eyeballs. So let me now scroll back up for Deborah. We will.
Yes, we'll get to Deborah. Yeah, she had a bunch of comments. I know she said she wanted
33. It is a question about her upcoming back surgery.
Back surgery, and she said she wanted the dragon deck.
Yes. So.
All right. You know what? Let's use your dragon deck because that one hasn't. Actually, wait a minute. We haven't done a dragon deck. We haven't done dragon yet. Yeah. We did my dirty cards, which came out not so dirty.
Right.
Okay. So we'll do my dragons. You said the 33 was the number, right?
Yes.
Pair of threes. We don't often get health questions in these live streams.
No, I get those much more in person. I think that's more something that people are less excited to talk about on a live
Mr.
stream.
Benziger, welcome. He would like a spot if we have one still.
Yeah, let me count.
Yeah, you get the list, not me.
You get the last one.
He's got the last one. No, that still doesn't work. I'm not sure people even remember that the song I'm parodying of, except for me. Okay.
Let's have a look.
All right. We have, for the first time, all 3 cards are facing up. We have no inverted cards.
Ooh, isn't that something?
5 of Cups, Page of Coins, which also doubles as Virgo, and 2 of Cups. Well, Deborah, you're not a Virgo, are you? Unfortunately,
I don't think you're a Debbie Downer.
Ouch.
Right? She wrote. No, that's what she wrote. Look at her. And I'm like, I don't think so. It's not a Debbie Downery thing to want to ask health questions.
No, not at all, actually. Was that Facebook telling us that we have a live stream?
Cancer Leo, 6 seconds before Leo. That's fun. So I am a Leo sun, but Cancer moon. So it's a combination.
All right. Well, let's put it this way. Upcoming back surgery. Well, your first card here, the 5 of Cups, that I refer to as let's get the hell away from toxicity. The dragon.
In
Go for it.
In the actual vein of the question, that's also reading to me as, oh, was that the diagnosis?
Yeah, it's like get the hell away.
Was that the diagnosis? Did we start? Did treatment start then? Is that because we're moving away from?
We're moving away, but the thing is, we're going to the surgery. The thing is, it's time to get away from the pain and
right. We're getting away from the lightning.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's getting away from where you've been, the shore with the incredible storm, to the new shore where you can't really see much detail, but you're going, well, this can only be an improvement. So, the Page of Coins, since Virgo is not an interest, not a topic here, we have the exploding volcano, we have the Mount Vesuvius, we have the dragon who actually is getting the hell away from that. God, it seems to be a nice little theme here, isn't there?
Well, so that is the thing. I am assuming that the volcano is the specific acute thing that caused the surgery to be necessary.
Correct. And it requires, by the way, of referring to the surgery itself and then realizing that, you're going to have to go through some interesting gyrations afterwards. Healing.
Nothing more than healing.
Oh my God, you pulled that one out of your
ass? You're welcome.
One of the worst songs of the 70s, and you had to basically make a parody of it.
Because I know how much you hate it.
Healing, nothing more than healing.
Yes, also, yes have drugs too. You can also do that.
Yes. Well, the idea of, okay, so the dragon here, the story with this one is that the dragon, obviously the volcano is about to destroy everything in the area. So the dragon actually is flying into the forest to wake up all the creatures that are basically saying, guys, get out or die. So rather than the dragon just flying away to save himself, he's actually getting himself temporarily in harm's way to try to save the others around. And the eggshells at the bottom of the card here is the signification that the dragon actually was successful in actually saving lives. Now, obviously, in this case, referring to the aftermath of your surgery, is that, the whole idea of the drugs, the healing, you also have to be smart about it, is that this is going to be a bit of a road to recovery. You're not just going to be back to normal in a day and a half, sorry.
And I don't know if that's something, and so I'm going to actually talk about that in a slightly more serious tone, because I don't know if you are a more able-bodied person or if you are in my club, which is the chronically ill disabled club. But I can tell you from experience, I have had many surgeries in my life. healing is so boring. It's ungodly boring. And it needs to be. That's how you know it's working. And I genuinely mean that. By all means, bring what you can with you to like entertain yourself, you know, books, TV, all that good stuff, what, you know, board games, whatever. But yes. Oh yeah, you're in my club. But yes, healing is boring, but it needs to be because that's.
And that's what this last card is. This is the healing card. The idea of, okay, stop going for the gusto, stop going for the highest card, go for the low-hanging fruit, because this essentially is what you need.
Well, because also, let's be real, if you try to go for the high fruit before you're done healing, you will never be able to reach the high fruit again.
Well, I'm thinking of a certain person who does not allow herself to heal and thinks that she should be back to normal within hours.
Your wife?
Your mother.
That's what
same person. Yes.
I like how you're not taking responsibility for her, and neither am I.
Exactly. Yes, you said your wife. I said your mother. Exactly. So we both know a person who is a real pain in the ass when it comes to things like this. So the idea is that your surgery is going to be fine. You have to understand, though, it's going to take a while for you to get back together. So let it take time, and don't be a goddamn bull in the china shop, which honestly, Deb, I think you could probably really use the rest.
And also, I don't know if you're going to need PT, but as somebody who's, you know, in and out of PT every year, do your PT. Yay! Okay. I'll get off my medical soapbox now. Oh, hey, Matt, since you're still here, respond to Ashley about needing a ride home or not.
What?
He hasn't responded about whether or not he still needs a ride home.
I was going to say, since when did we become a taxi service?
You didn't. I did. But I'm not there.
Well, we're using our business live stream about psychic readings to talk about, you know, essentially a...
No, Matt, not here.
An
Respond
Uber.
to Ashley. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, we are not Uber.
Yeah.
Respond to Ashley directly, moron.
Because she has sent a message, and I've been able to see it and read it during this. So, all right.
So, sorry,
Hannah!
Deb. Did you have any last minute comments or questions on your thing before we move on to Hannah? Hannah?
Thanks, Joe. I love it.
Yeah, how about that? Yes, let's secondly dispatch an Uber for your roommate. Yes.
Oh wow, Matt. Wow. Okay, we're doing the name calling now.
Oh, he got mad because I called him a moron on a live stream.
Well, then he should stop acting like it.
Ouch.
I love you.
Okay, that was her. That wasn't me.
I love you. But yeah. Message her, because you might get left.
Okay, shall we enter the Fae world now with Hannah?
Yes. So let me scroll back.
Did she already?
I don't remember, so I'm gonna check. If you haven't done your comment, Hannah, with reader, deck, and number, boop-a-doop-a-doop.
Do it again, in other words?
Yep, because I don't see it. So if it's there, I can't find it.
I don't think she put anything in there.
Okay.
47 general career reading. Okay, so that will be your dragon deck.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we don't use my sexy cards for career. And
actually, unless it's a sexy career.
That's true. That'd be good for Becky Boo, I suppose. I think it's how well do the Dark Shadows deck work for career readings?
Pretty well, actually.
Do they? Okay. What was the number? 47.
Oh, Debbie, that's great. Dad, look, taxi mediums, we don't need no GPS. Do you see what you've started now, Matt?
Yeah, blame him for it.
I am. Because I go respond to Ashley and he responds here with a yes, please.
There's a man joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to say it. All right. General career reading. Flip them over.
Flip-de flip.
All right. We have the Sun. We have the Chariot, also doubles as Cancer, 19-7. And we have the inverted Fool. It's a very interesting array of cards for a career reading.
But I like it.
No, I do too.
Because I like that it's a progression in this direction rather than the other direction.
Also, the numerologist in me is going absolutely stir crazy right now. First off,
I figured I'd let you do the numbers stuff.
All right, so first off, the Sun, the most powerful fire card in the deck, by the way, even though it's not officially part of the actual fire suit. 19. In basic numerology, you add the digits together and keep reducing it down to one digit. So 19, 1 and 9 becomes 10, 1 and 0, 10 becomes 1. So you have a double transition, 19 to 10 to 1 for new beginning. Number 7.
Yeah.
Of course, actually in numerology, 7 is not, quote, lucky, but it's the number of resolution to go along with the fact of the search, which is what the Chariot is. And of course, then 0 for the Fool. And by the way, tarot and numerology are linked. There's a reason why each card has been given its specific number.
Yes.
0, by the way, is the only truly unique number in the universe. And why do you say? Well, I'm going to explain that to you because I do that. And if you've heard this before, you'll hear it again. In the same way of you reduce all whole numbers to one digit by adding the digits together, which means that the entire universe of numbers, no matter what it is, can ultimately be reduced to something which is a 1 through 9. That's the numerology wheel that us numerologists do our readings on. Every single number can be reduced to a 1 through 9, except 0. That's the one outlier. 0 is the truly only unique number in the universe, which means it's the number of ultimate free will.
Yes, so that's part of where I wanted to ask a question, just for a little clarification. With this being a career reading, is this a career reading in terms of looking to change your career or perhaps looking for a promotion or something like that? Because where this is headed, the world is your oyster at present.
Yeah, it all refers to the idea of the power of the fire, looking for the transition, looking to move forward, the search of the Chariot, actually looking for that which you are seeking, and maybe you happen to be looking in the right spot, and maybe you don't realize what you're looking for. And then I'll grant you the Fool is reversed, but an upside down 0 is still a 0. So the inverted Fool really doesn't make that much difference for the regular size of the Fool. And the idea is that the Fool, essentially, from a character point of view, the Fool is essentially the smartest person in the room who's smart enough not to let anybody else realize that.
Yep.
That's why the good fools were so powerful back in the days when fools actually existed, when they were servants to the kings.
Well, I use Shakespeare to actually talk about that, because Shakespeare's plays are really just excellent examples of that. The fool character is always the smartest character, regardless of how the other characters view the fool. The fool is constantly having asides with the audience going, we all know what's happening here. They don't, but we do.
That's good. Hey, guys, watch what's going on with these idiots. And they call me a fool.
That's exactly it. Yes, that's exactly it. So yeah, Hannah, if you are looking for that change right now, the Fool is honestly the best omen for that you possibly could have gotten.
The warning would be in the Chariot.
Yes.
In the fact of is that be careful what you're looking for, or be very clear about what you're looking for. The fact of what's funny is about with the way this card's drawn is that you have, I mean, typically the person who's asking the question is the golden dragon, who is looking one direction. Then he's got these two little minions. They're looking over here, looking over here. Well, the actual thing they're trying to find, which is the crab symbol, is literally right beneath them.
Yes.
None of them are looking in the right spot.
Nope. It's in the blind spot.
Mm-hmm. So be very, very careful and cognizant of actually what you are seeking. Because if you don't know what if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to find something you didn't intend.
Yeah, exactly.
Which may or may not be a good thing, by the way. I mean, it may not be all bad, but the things it may not be a good find. You may surprise yourself, but surprises sometimes go both directions. But as a general rule, though, this is a nice progression. Much better than the reverse.
Yeah, no, I like that it's going this direction and not the other direction. Because if it was going the other direction, I would be like, oh no, burnout.
Burnout.
Are you proud of yourself?
Always.
All right. So
Always.
Let us know if you have any questions, Hannah. Joe, you are up next, and Ilka, if you are still here, you are on deck. Are we like? It feels like we're whizzing through these, even though we're not. It's weird. It's a weird.
Well, we've been on 45 minutes when we've only covered 4. So
no, I know. It's just it feels like everything's happening so fast.
I was going to say, can Hannah sing? Is she a singing fae? Because she can sing "The Fool on the Hill."
Oh God, remind me.
The old Beatles song.
Oh, that one.
But the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. That one.
Yep.
I could see her in her fae outfit doing that, the spinning around, kind of doing that.
Good night, Brandy. So Joe says 18 dragon and both of us. So
okay.
Which dragon deck was
well, we just used yours, so we'll use mine this time.
Okay.
Actually, so let me give mine a quick shuffle.
Shuffle.
18 dragon. Did he have a question?
He has not given one. If you have a question, Joe, let us know.
Fairly well, Brandy, which means that Brandy has given her space up.
Well,
I won't sing the Brandy song as I did that the last time she was on this live stream. And of course, when I met her in person, I did it anyway. But she actually likes that song.
Well, that's good, because I can see how that would get annoying.
If
you didn't.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Let us see. Joe has said, I have a question about a loved one in the midst of a crisis. I would like to have a reading from the perspective of age/wisdom and youth. And, basically all the mixed energies.
I was going to say age and wisdom.
And
youth.
Young.
And.
That's all I got. I'm just.
And perspective. I love
and perspective.
I was going to say, okay. I wouldn't necessarily say that with age comes wisdom, but I would say what comes with age is clarity.
I thought it was mostly what comes with age is trauma.
You can have trauma when you're young.
No, I know, but
we both know that to be true.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is the older you are, there's much a higher likely that there's something in there.
Oh, there's something in there, all right.
We're off.
All right, so what was it? The question's about a loved one in the midst of a crisis.
Yes.
Go ahead and flip it.
Flippy flip.
All right. So
yes, rather.
The 3 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the inverted 2 of Wands. First off, from an energy point of view, water, fire. They don't necessarily mix.
Necessarily?
Well, it depends on your perspective.
Water
puts fire out. Now, on the other hand, if you're already in water and you're trying to have your heart burn with passion, where's the burning coming from if not for fire?
No, but also sometimes a cleansing steam is nice.
Well, sometimes that can come there. In the midst of a crisis, let's see what we have here. All right. So first off, the Three of Cups.
These are definitely the crisis elements.
Tell me about it. The number of emotion, that's number 3. The number of ending of a phase, 4. And the number of 2, decision time, which, by the way, this is the decision card.
Yes.
Big time. But the idea between these two cards here is that this is the one which stands up, is most obvious to me, is that
heart on heart.
You've got heart on heart. Plus the thing is you've got the power of 3. Oh my God, it's reference to Charmed.
The power of 3 will set us free.
Shut up. I actually forget Charmed. It's the idea of the 3 dragons here, and the number 3 is obviously in this case a metaphor. Does not refer to actually 3 physical beings, but the idea is that these dragons have grown up. They've spent time here. They love this spot. They love each other. However, they've gotten big, and the thing is that island now does not support the 3 of them anymore. They are now getting in the way. So, unfortunately, as beautiful as this place has been, and as precious as it's been,
it's time to make change.
Its usefulness has been outlived. So, one of 2 things has to happen. One dragon leaves to give room for the other 2, or all 3 of them leave together so they can find a better place to live together if they want to keep that together. And there basically is the decision right now is ideas. Someone's trying to basically hang on to the same old, and you can't. And it's getting to the point now, it's a critical mass. The thing is about to explode.
Yes.
So bring forth the divine male card.
Do you mean the divine distraction? Because at least to me, that is how I am reading it.
No, go for it.
At present.
Well, I mean, it's all about male energy. The big phallic symbol in the card here. But go ahead, give us your acumen there.
Well, without going into the male phallic symbol part of things, what this is quite literally reading to me as is we are in the crisis, and we would do anything right now to be anywhere else, including inside our head. So that card right now is reading to me as the card of, oh God, somebody distract me. I need a distraction. I need my mind to be on other things. And you know what? For some people, it could totally be the phallic symbol of I am going to distract myself with sex, or, like literally whatever. For me recently, when I need to get out of my head, I'm like, ooh, deep cleaning the apartment. Yeah, we're doing that. That's what's happening now. That's been my form of distraction of late. But yeah, that's what that is reading to me. It's like we are in the crisis and we know we're in the crisis, but we don't know how to get out of the crisis, but we're still miserable, so we need to distract. Which, you know what? There is something to be said for that. It is very hard to be a live wire, a raw nerve all the time. Sometimes you do need to take breaks from the crisis.
Mm-hmm.
The crisis will be there when you come back.
The crisis is mainly the crisis because of the inability to make the decision to move forward. That's the hard part. Because the idea is that you're just trying to, or this person is just trying to avoid the inevitable, avoid the obvious. Because let's face it, as humans, we hate change. We really do.
We do.
Well, we fight it tooth and nail, but that's the one thing that is inevitable.
Until we learn, and some people never learn the lesson, but I finally learned that lesson. The only constant is chaos and change.
Entropy, we call it as engineers.
It's the only constant, and we need growth and change to continue to survive. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I may not like taking my medicine in the moment, but when I'm not sick anymore, I'll look back. Right. I'll look back and go, okay, fine, yeah, I needed to do that.
And the thing is, the decision card here is reversed because it's the idea is that, left to her own device, this person will never actually make the decision on their own.
Well, and I was actually having a conversation about something similar recently in several readings. The process of getting better, the process of healing, of getting out of crisis, all of that, it it in like the last 10 years or so has gotten very glamorized. We glamorize the healing process, and it is anything but. The healing process is awful. It's dehumanizing. It's debilitating. You in a very real way pick yourself down to the foundations of yourself and then build yourself back up again. It is hard work, and that's why most people don't do it. They will stay in the crisis because at least the crisis is familiar,
Right.
as opposed to the not familiarity of change and who will I be once I've gone through these changes.
I mean, to use the metaphor from a physical, healing, and the fact of like, look how attractive people are when they're laying in their hospital bed. After they've come out of surgery, or they've just come out of a massive accident or a wreck or whatever, or
yes.
Think about how pretty people look like with all those needles and tubes shoved up their arms and other aspects of that's really quite attractive, but they're healing. Obviously it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, healing is often not pretty at all.
No, it's not
but
pretty.
It's necessary.
And the idea is that this dragon here knows what has to be done. Now, and the idea is that fire gives you the energy to be able to make the decision and actually enact it. But this person's going to need some guidance, need some assistance, need some encouragement. Not someone to actually make the decision for them, but like I said, on their own, they would never actually make this themselves.
No, what they need in order to be able to make this decision and then follow through, they need to know that they've got a good support system that can help get them through.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know, Joe, if that actually helps you or not. I think we should tell you what. I'm going to crown this with the fourth card.
Okay.
Because this is kind of an important
thing
here. So Pisces again, by the way. The moon.
Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon. Excellent. That's actually a really good card to have for right now.
It is, because if nothing else, the fact of it's a beautiful, peaceful scene. I'll grant you the full moon is temporary. It only happens once a month. But you've got your foundation. Those pillars aren't going anywhere. And the dragon here can just kind of rest upon the foundations and look upon the moon and just kind of go, this is cool.
Yeah, more Shakespeare, Joe, but I quoted that very much for a reason, because what we were just talking about change, that is it. Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon. I tell people, do not get comfortable where you are. You are not staying here for long. These are the phases, these are the changes that they're going to need to go through to get out of the crisis and then make lasting change so that a crisis like that does not happen again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon. It's time to become inconstant and figure some stuff out.
Alrighty. And we remove the cards. And we are back to us again.
Ilka!
Did Ilka actually...
yes, he did.
He did. If you can find it.
Well, I'm going to check. Ilka, if you didn't comment, could you do a heckin' comment, please? Using my meme language now, apparently.
Okay, we're going back to dragons, which means it's your turn for the dragon cards.
Penultimate card. The question comes with a visual. Imagine me standing staring on the horizon, arms crossed, and the question is, okay, now what? I'm extra Virgo. Is that extra spicy?
How about extra boring?
He's not.
Well, okay. He said extra Virgo. That's a stereotype of Virgo, by the way. Notice I said the stereotype, but Virgo is known as, of the 12 signs, the most boring. Like Aries is the most narcissistic.
And see, I have not found that to be the case with the Virgos that I've read.
I'm well aware of that.
I've read,
like I say, it's a stereotype. Each of the 12 signs has a very interesting negative stereotype. But yeah, Virgos is they're boring. Like Taurus is they're stubborn. Because they're the bull.
Because they're the bull.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Whereas I am just an amazingly attractive lion.
I'm not even going to say what Leo's stereotype is.
What?
I'm just reading the comments right now. Going, doing Jesse's going to be very interesting later on.
It is. It's going to be
great.
All right,
so penultimate card. Imagine, what the hell is it? What we with? Imagine standing.
Here, let me bring that up again.
Imagine me staying the arms out the question. Okay, now what? All right. Go ahead and flip it.
Flip.
All right. So we have inverted judgment again. Only this time it's a dragon judgment as opposed to the Swiss 1-1J judgment. We have the 9 of Wands, and then we have the 5 of Wands. So fire is coming into a play for an awful lot of cards tonight. I've noticed that.
People are asking not down to earth things this evening.
Apparently.
We're asking the more volatile.
So Ilka, now what? All right. I will chime in very briefly with my stuff, and I will turn it over to Red because I will give a very, very interesting, rather than just kind of giving you the storylines of the cards. I'll just kind of go, here we go. First off, God damn it, will you forgive yourself? Forgive thy trespasses.
He's bad at that.
He's very bad at that. Take that line from the Lord's Prayer. Forgive yourself for your own goddamn trespasses. Yes, you'll do them again, and others will trespass against you. Who cares? Just
you're learning from it this
time.
Let
it go. The fact of you can't go back to where you came from, nor should you. 9 of Wands. You're going to be around for quite some time, buddy. This is the Stairway to Heaven card, which also typically refers to long life. So if you were thinking about the fact of, it's not such a big deal, I'm middle-aged now, I'll be checking out shortly. Bullshit. You're going to be around for a long time. So you might as well just get used to it.
You're infinite.
Yeah. And the 5 of Wands.
Do I get nothing for that?
Not this time.
Damn.
And the 5 of Wands card is the card of lessons learned. You've made mistakes, but you've learned from them. You now know where the snakes in the sand are. So now this time you're not going to step on them like you did before. What now essentially is actually take all the things that you've learned, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and just kind of go, all right, I've got all this information in my hip pocket now.
You already know what now.
Yeah.
And this is the thing.
Just move forward and do it, dude. You're not going to go backwards.
So Ilka, remember this vacation that you were telling me about? It was the first real. He took a 2-week vacation, and that was the first real vacation of any appreciable length that you've had in how long? Did you say? Because that I have thought to myself for the entire time that I've known you that you work too much and too hard. So you know what comes now. You get to enjoy stuff a little bit. You've done all of that. You've built stuff up to this point. At some point, you need to enjoy the things you've built for yourself. If you have that much more time left, you get to be around for your kids that much longer and all your friends and have so much more excellent life experiences that you haven't had yet. Yeah, Ilka, do you think you might work a wee bit much? Do you think that? I don't have feelings about this at all.
No, absolutely not. I can tell.
Mm.
You're very disinterested about that particular part of it. I can tell.
So, you know now what, Ilka? How about enjoy a few fruits of your labors? You know, just a thought. It's a thought.
But he'll fight it, won't he?
Well, yes, but you've met him.
Yes. Yes. The acronym PETA comes in mind.
Yes, and Ilka, what else did you think what was the other reading? What was the other outcome you thought was going to happen? For you, take a bit of the pressure off of yourself. Goodness gracious, man.
Memories light the corners of my mind. No.
When will y'all just enjoy stuff occasionally?
It's no fun to just sit back and enjoy, because if we're just enjoying ourselves, we're led to believe that we're doing something wrong. Yes, we were taught that as kids, by the way. Turns out to be crap, but
Come over and have another whiskey date with your whiskey boyfriend. That's what you guys are now. All right, so
Annie?
we have Annie, Jesse, and Michael for our last three.
Alrighty. So Annie.
But yes.
And now we wait.
While the comments are still giving Ilka advice on not being, not guilting himself in enjoying things, I will say that yes, that is one of the silver linings of my health issues is I only have enough time and energy for a very few spare things. So now I really gotta choose what's important.
All right, so Annie has put her stuff up there. 16 Dragon General and both of us.
Excellent.
So I got my time for my dragons.
Excellent. And also, it was just Annie's birthday.
Happy birthday. Actually, Hippo Birdie to use.
Oh, this one, yes.
Hippo Birdie to use. Hippo Birdie, dear you. Hippo Birdie to use. Yes, that was a birthday card.
Yep, that he likes that one. Shall I flip?
Okay, go for it.
Flip.
All right, so we've got the inverted 9 of coins, the Wheel of Fortune, and inverted Death.
Okay, so you're starting to figure some shit out. We all got to start somewhere.
Well, I actually like, 9 of coins is one of my favorite cards in the fact of it's like, I refer to these as the 2 trees of symmetry. They're the exact same drawing, by the way, other than the fact of one's white and one's black and they're reversed. But the idea is that earthbound tree, all the things that we do to sustain our physical existence here on this crazy world. This is us getting up, doing our job, paying our taxes, buying stuff, et cetera, et cetera.
The stuff that we wish we didn't have to do.
Exactly. And then the white tree roots to the sky, the heavens, that's our spiritual connection tree. That's what we basically, whatever enjoyment we get out of life comes from this thing. This is just stuff to do. This is actually why we appreciate being alive in the first place. And look, hey, the dragon's turning to the white tree saying, hey, maybe I should start enjoying myself. Maybe this Ilka should have gotten this card.
I feel like everybody tonight needs that
everyone
card.
should have got true. But again, this was inverted because essentially it's like you're not paying attention or you're fighting it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where you're at least becoming self-aware. That's the most important and sometimes the most awful of the steps. So it's one of those things where, like, I know what I need to do, and I'm gonna now watch myself not do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the second and the third card, though, that's what's making me go, oh, so you're finally learning.
Yeah, you're finally learning it in the fact of, okay, Wheel of Fortune. Well, you've all gambled. Or even if you haven't gambled, you've been to casinos, or you basically know what the rules are, how the house basically always wins.
I have never been to a casino.
But you still know what house rules are at a casino.
I mean, kind of.
Well, the idea is that the odds, it's like, may the odds be ever in your favor, as they say in Hunger Games. Well, no, sorry, Katniss, the odds are never in your favor.
No. But
it is true. When you go to a casino, I don't care what game you play, you could put your money down and win in any given thing. Now, the odds are you're not going to.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the more you bet, the more times you bet, the more statistically you are guaranteeing that you are going to, in fact, lose.
Yep. And you're going, yes. Okay.
But even so, like one of my favorite things as a kid was roulette. That's when I learned all the tricks, because I still have my kid roulette wheel.
See, the only gambling thing that I know is blackjack, and that's just because like we played that at family vacations.
There you go. But roulette, the thing is, you've got 36 numbers. You've got 18 black and 18 red. Oh, but you don't have 36 numbers. You've got 38. You've got 2 green ones, 0 and 00. So the thing is, when you bet on, say, if it's going to land on red or black, you bet, it's a 50-50 shot, right? Well, actually, they pay you a 50-50 shot, but it's not 50-50. It's actually 52-48 against you. So statistically, the odds are never in your favor.
That's sneaky.
Well, that's how that's a blackjack rule. But the thing is, that's the way that, in general speaking, of the fact of, may the odds be ever in your favor. You spin the Wheel of Fortune. If you just spin it and let random chance operate in your favor, yeah, good luck with that. So the idea is that
you're learning how to make the rules work for you.
Right. This dragon is now into the wheel and therefore wants to guide it where it's going to land. It's like, as Jesse would understand this, it's the cheat to win.
Yes.
It's the core thieves mantra. If you can pull it off, the idea is that, why let random chance operate in your favor when it's not going to? Therefore, make the change that you want to see. Get in the wheel yourself, and manipulate it so that you have a much better chance for it landing onto a spot where you want it to go. And of course, then we have the inverted death.
You know it needs to change, and you know that change is coming.
That's all death is. It's just change.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's one of those things of, it looks like you're no longer fighting the change the way you were.
But you still don't like it. That's why it was inverted.
Not liking it is different than not fighting it. And you know what? You're allowed to not like it.
True.
As long as you still just don't fight it. You have to still accept it.
Well, because we tell people all the time is that things will ultimately be the way they're intended to be, not that the way you want them to be.
Right. They will be the way that they need to be.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a lesson that you have to learn. And maybe the lesson, sometimes the lesson you have to learn is that you don't win every time. But also that you don't lose every time either.
I think the lesson that you actually have to learn, which I'm just going to get a real specific for a hot second, is you lose every time you don't back yourself. You need to believe in yourself and believe in your strength and believe that you can actually do the things and make the hard changes. Because if you don't trust or believe in yourself to be able to do that in the first place, you're already screwed. So, that's what I have to say about that.
Is that all you have to say about that?
Unless you have anything else to say.
I think I've already said quite a bit, so.
All right.
Now
Jesse,
we have to move on
come on down.
Oh,
and then Michael on deck for the last one of the night.
I think we're going to regret this with Jesse.
I won't. It'll be fun for me no matter what.
All right, Jesse. Did he actually post what he wanted to talk about? He said I saw one that he definitely was not doing this as Uther.
Yes, I saw that bit. Let me go have a looky look. Also, he's an Aries.
I got that too. Yes. He put down his stereotype. His negative.
Oh. Oh, did they actually let us go all the way back to the top? Do they?
I don't know.
Oh, yay, they do now. They changed that. That's nice. Half the time, the comments would disappear. We could only scroll back up a certain way, and then we weren't allowed to see comments again.
All right, so he has Dragon Deck 26, both of us, but you have to disagree.
Okay, so we're doing a tarot debate. Got it. All right.
Well, he made a comment earlier when you went to Power 3. I told you to shut up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay.
He knows. He's been around this long.
All right, so we're using your dragons. Let me shuffle these again real quick. Jesse needs an extra shuffle.
He needs something, but he. Will things get better? Do you want to specify your things, or are we just
things
going
can
with
only
things?
get better? Oh, 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 oh. Sorry.
You don't have to specify, but do you want to?
Or I could sing the whole 80s song there. You know, things can only get better. Who was that? Howard somebody? Or
Yes, Howard somebody. That's exactly
I
right.
forget who the singer was on that one.
Things will get better. They will also get worse.
Thank you, Ilka. Howard Jones. I couldn't remember who that singer was.
I'm so helpful. I love when our friends are helpful with the trivia there. Not professionally. Okay. Are you good for me to do a heckin'?
I am good. He's got 3 inverted cards because after all, Jesse's on his head. He's upside down.
Do we got any Aries in there?
No, we do have an Aquarius though.
But just been hit with some heavy losses as of late and been feeling down, affecting things.
Oh, really? No kidding. I'm looking at the inverted tower staring at me right now.
Wow, does loss really affect things? Who'd have thunk? Wow, I'm just being a sarcastic asshole now.
Yes, you are. Because Jesse's actually being serious.
I know.
I suppose we should be too.
We're always a mix of both.
Yes. Well, I know that in his case, Aquarius is not relevant. At least I don't think it's relevant for him, unless it's Aquarius refers to somebody else. So he has the inverted Knight of Fire, he has the Tower, and he has the Queen of Swords. So,
you know what? I can already tell this is going to need a 4th.
Oh yeah,
I can already tell.
But let's talk about the 3 that are already here.
Okay.
Do you want to start? Or you want me to launch?
I don't care either way.
Well, he wants us to debate this anyway, so.
Okay, well, fine. If I get first talk, yeah, you are not doing so hot in this moment in time. All of the volcanoes have exploded. We are very much on offense because, I mean, when the volcanoes explode, can you really defend against that? Yes, the tower. In this case, I feel like the tower, what happened to the tower has been a bit outside of your control. And now we have to look at the rebuilding. But we're a little bit over here with and again, not saying anything in judgment here, I understand the mentality that's happening, but this is I don't want to rebuild. I don't want to have to go through this again. Why can't I just have nice things? This stuff just keeps piling on.
Yeah,
which
well,
again,
this one here, this is what we refer to as the vulture bitch.
Okay.
Well, this is the angriest dragon in the deck.
Yes, I call her the vulture queen. I don't call her the vulture bitch. Jesus.
Yeah, I've heard you call her that.
No, I could just call her the vulture.
All right. Maybe you were just mad at a particular person when you used that phrase one time.
Yes, there are some people that need to be told things more emphatically.
All right, so the Vulture Queen more and more emphatically in the fact that this is the angriest dragon. And you've got you're putting up the Knight of Fire because essentially you're like, well, hey Jesse, yeah, your outside is very strong. This is the front you put up. You don't want to show weakness. Which, by the way,
I understand.
Is very admirable, and so therefore you put on the front. And he goes, "Yes, I will lead the way." As everything is exploding around me, is like, fine, I will lead you. I will lead the masses, out of bondage, into the promised land, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, here's the first disagreement. Since you wanted some disagreeing, I personally don't think that that's admirable necessarily, because what is your definition of weakness?
Well, I was being kind of sarcastic when I said that.
No, I know, but I'm sort of piling on to that because what is the definition of weakness for me? Being unable to be vulnerable with the people who care about you and want to support you is where I think more weakness comes into play there. And I can understand in the wanting to put up a front, especially sometimes we have to put up a front just so we can do some day-to-day functioning. But the mask does have to come down, and we do actually have to sit and deal with the bad feelings.
Yeah, but we don't want to.
Yes, I get that we don't wanna, but that part's not relevant. You have to. Because that's the only way you get through it.
And the whole point with the tower, again, is that the tower is crumbling. Crumbled. It's coming down, whether you want to or not. No matter how much you try to keep it up, keep it going, it's coming down. It's falling apart. Maybe you can salvage some of it. Or maybe you lose the whole goddamn thing. But yeah, you're angry, and I can't fault you for it.
No, I'm not faulting you for that at all. All of that is, let us validate your emotions.
Yes. So yeah, that kind of really, this really just more validates the question. Doesn't really give them an answer.
Well, no, that's why I was saying we're gonna need a 4,
or maybe a whole nother 3.
Let's start with 4. Oh, good. That one again.
Wheel of Fortune again.
Stop spinning wildly. It's okay.
Well, that one wasn't inverted, by the way.
Good. Maybe you're starting to figure out how to stop spinning wildly.
Cheat to win.
Cheat to win. Sometimes when all else fails. I mean, I've had to do several cheat codes in my own brain to help myself with the changes that I've needed to make in my own life. Mantraing to myself that rest is productive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm resting. It's an active thing. I am doing an active thing.
All right. This one I have to show.
Yes. Oh boy.
Well, we've gone from Aquarius. That's what Queen of Swords is.
Yes.
To the Page of Swords, which is Gemini. We've gone from the Angry Dragon to an inverted free dragon.
Fine, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, like I said before, you don't have to like it, but you do have to accept it.
But when you finally do accept it, that's when the actual freedom actually shows up.
So in terms of will things get better? Yes, but it's again going to be one of those, you have to go through the not glamorous bit before you can get to that point.
Yeah.
You've had a rough few years in the loss area. I think a lot of us have, but
I think you've actually, to the point where, this particular bottom has been hit, mainly because I think if nothing else, you've stopped digging.
That's a good point.
But you're not out of the hole yet, but you are starting to make the ascent. And unfortunately, in your case, it was a lot faster to go down than it will be to get back out.
And that usually is the way.
What's the other phrase that it takes 10 times longer to put yourself back together than it does to fall apart?
Oh God, yeah. How long? I mean, I'm only just figuring certain things out now, and I've been actively in therapy for a decade. But hey, better late than never.
Well, I suppose.
So, flip.
There it is, Jesse, for what it was worth. But yeah, he said the cheat to win card. I figured that would show up, but hey.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes your own methodology really does work.
But of the 5 cards you got, Jesse, that was the only one that wasn't inverted. Weird, but maybe a coincidence.
So use it.
Maybe not.
Cheat to win. You, whatever cheat codes for your brain. We all have different cheat codes for our brains.
Isn't that the truth?
And then Michael.
Last but not least, Michael. Mr. Benziger. How's that trip to LA going? He's going to be moving across the country.
So why are you moving somewhere that has a fire season? Like that just always... It's very dry out there. And Michael says, Dragon, be looking for a job as a reader in LA. What can you tell me about this?
So he wants to talk about LA. That's what he wants to talk about. You know, you could be a reader and not even have to leave your home. Look at us, for example.
It's very true. Occasionally,
of course, let's face it, we actually do most of our stuff on the road. It's funny. People are asking me, we're getting more and more, quote, popular with doing these parties and things of that sort. They're like, well, they assume like we have an office. Like, no.
Yeah, I get asked that a lot too. And I'm like, no, not yet. One day.
What's his number?
He didn't.
Oh, need a number from you, Michael, between 1 to 78. Will be our starting card of our deck.
And then I can put the list away because there's nobody else on it. Ha ha. Is this your dragon deck or my dragon deck?
This is mine.
Okay. 11.
11. Ooh, the master intuitive number. I will count these when we're done to make sure that none of my cards and your cards got mixed like I did that one time we did this.
Yep.
I forget where I was when it was that your deck had 79 cards and mine had 77.
Yep. And then we couldn't figure out which was the one that jumped, so I literally had to go through my entire deck and go, what do I have 2 of?
And it was the 8 of Wands. You had 2 8s of Wands.
That's a lot of water. Ha 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 ha.
Michael, you're drowning.
In LA.
In LA. Oh boy. I was going to say, Southern California, desert next to an ocean.
Yep.
Flip it.
Flip.
Okay, we have the inverted 4 of cups, the inverted 7 of cups, and the not inverted 6 of cups. Water, water everywhere.
And not a drop to drink.
And all the ships did sink. Who was the poet that came up with that one, by the way?
I forget.
So let's turn these around so he can see them.
Well, I mean, that you have many choices. So many choices, you're overwhelmed with choices. Which, like, yeah, I've heard the psychic scene out in LA is booming.
I think it's booming a lot of places, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm. But with LA also being very touristy and
oh yeah, Michael.
It was Coleridge. Oh, thanks, Ilka.
Thank you, Ilka. He's like
Ilka
me.
is on it with the trivia.
Yes, he got the singer. He got Howard Jones.
Yep.
You know, it's like he's the knight is the knowledge of useless information.
You get the special badge tonight.
Exactly. Anyway, Michael, the idea of you finding a job as a reader in LA is not going to be the issue. No. The issue is going to be finding a good job. Yes. Or the one that you actually want to have, because like Salem, how many witch stores are in Salem? And how many of them would you actually really want to actually be a reader? Especially if you look,
Exactly.
especially if you're looking at like do a full-time job. Yeah, trying to actually find a place to work, especially for what you're doing. Because let's face it, dude, you're good.
I'm hoping that you're already like, doing the research. I would check, all of the review places and stuff that we already know about
Mm-hmm.
for you have an in, you know where to look to get the good information. I would use that and definitely start researching now so that you can have a better idea of what is a quality place to be and what is a perhaps subpar.
Because if you don't, your first card is going to basically be a problem. This is your first potential job. This is a pain in the ass card.
There are too many of us on this rock.
And I'll grant you, I would rather have this one be the first card than the last.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea is that this is kind of like a bit of a nasty thing here. You kind of coming in and there's already people already there, like going, okay, so now there's a lot of there's a lot of infighting and backstabbing and things of that sort.
Right.
And, you're the outsider. It's like, no, you don't fit in and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we don't need that crap. And maybe that's part of the LA scene you need to figure it out. Maybe the idea is that you will have to make some of those mistakes before you find an actual spot which you realize that is actually going to benefit you for the longer term. The idea is that you are going to have a lot of choices. Now, again, This was upside down, and that's the whole, like this one was too. In that, be very careful.
Lots of choices, not necessarily good choices.
Yeah,
but
lots of choices because. Especially because I look where the dragon here is looking. Of all the various symbols here, because all the symbols are different, your dragon is looking at the one card which is the nastiest one. It's the one with the snake in the cup.
Yeah, maybe you should go turn your head to the one with the money symbol.
Yeah, the money one's over here. It's behind you. The power one's down here. Hard work is up here. Knowledge is over here. Relationship stuff and learning about yourself, those are over here. And then the one you're looking at, of course, is the one which actually I call this the tequila bottle. It's the worm in the cup.
Demons immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So unless you really like tequila, I don't like tequila myself, but it's going to take some time. But the idea is that you will find the path that you're on. And the idea is that when you feel that you actually are alone, the reality is that no, you're not.
And also, you may find that you don't necessarily have to actually get a job in a psychic place. Like, maybe what's going to wind up happening is you really do bolster the online stuff you do, and you primarily do online reading stuff, and just basically just start working for yourself in more of that way. Now I need to see him do mediumship with tequila, since apparently now.
Well, he says he loves tequila, but not when he's doing mediumship.
So now I need to see what happens when we mix tequila and mediumship.
You're
I want to know what happens now.
Maybe he's tried it before. He knows what happens.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Maybe he sees the drunk spirits. I don't know. But the idea is that you being the dragon boat here, you've got fish in the water right next to you. You've got birds in the sky above you, and you've got other boats actually following you. So the thing is, if you're in the boat and all you are doing is being quote captain and looking at what's in front of you, you miss all that. So every now and then just took the periphery, because the fish refer to people who are actually physically here with you.
Mm-hmm.
The birds referring to those, the spiritual guidances that are around you, but are not physically with us.
But Michael, if you're saying that would be amazing about the basically working for yourself and not even having to worry about getting into somebody else's established shop, maybe throw some work at that. Maybe go on some of the message boards that are in LA specifically, start getting in some of the LA groups and start being like, hello.
I mean, you've already got one hell of a resume, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the things that you've done, in New York, the things that you've done here in Salem, use that to your advantage. Because why not? Well, everybody else is using their resumes to their advantage. So basically, you use it for all it's worth.
Absolutely. And if working for yourself would be something that you want to do long term, start working towards that now. And then perhaps you can have your own brick and mortar in I don't know how long that would take to get. I can't timeline that. Everything's way more expensive out there.
Michael's Parlor.
All right, but yeah.
You've heard of Magic Mike? He could be Psychic Mike. Face plant, huh?
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
It was intentionally bad.
Yep.
Supposed to be.
But so that is where we are closing for the evening. So thank you all. Yes, you are moving from one expensive place to another. You are. That's very true.
Who's actually more expensive, though, New York or LA? Because I suppose it depends where in New York and where in LA too, because they're both huge.
I know that Matt was basically saying that Connecticut and LA are basically the same price now.
Really?
Yeah. Connecticut's gotten real expensive. Michael would like to know Venmo.
Hang on. I'm calling it up right now. So the collective Venmo for the two of us is the @ Bruce.
Here, hang on. I will type it.
You type it. Rather than me just quoting it. Here, you can just read it off the phone there.
I could know what I need to be able to do is spell my own last name. You know, the thing that's been my name for the entirety of my
your
existence.
Life, yes.
There you go.
That's our Venmo. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yes, indeed. So thank you all for coming for this month's live stream, and we will see you in December.
That we will.
Just before Christmas.
Just before ho, 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 and all that.
And all that rot.
Exactly.
So, until we see you again,
merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. And who's Mary, by the way?
I feel like Jesus